Hello, everyone. Salut à tout le monde. Welcome to another episode on Cameroon. What a time to be alive. I say Cameroonian. What a time to be alive. Whew. It's been an interesting few months. October, now November. Revolutionary. That's all I can say. We're going to be giving you the latest on our President-elect Issa Tchiroma Bakary today. He signed a presidential decree, and I'm going to be showing you what the decree entails and everything inside that decree. But we have a lot of updates. We're going to get to that. But for the first thing we're going to get to is this. I want you to see who is leading Cameroon's armed forces. This is the guy. Wow. Look at this guy. His name is René Claude. And he is the chief of the defense forces. Look at how old this guy is. See, the military uniform can't even fit in his body. Can't even fit. This is the person who is leading the armed forces. Are you even sure that our army is ready? We believe that our army is a modern army. But if the army is led by someone like this, someone who is an ancient of days, how prepared do we think our army is? Look at how far Biya is going to go to destroy the nation. How can this person be leading the army? You see, the uniform can't even fit in his body properly. And this is a person who is leading the armed forces. What a shame. What a shame. That's why they're going to do everything possible to make sure that Biya remains in the 2D. But we, the people, say no. We don't want René Claude to be our, the defense leader. We don't want him to be the general in charge of the defense forces. Because, man, just look at this picture. If you are an enemy to Cameroon and you're trying to launch an attack, and they say, who's the leader of the armed forces, and you showed someone like this, they're going to laugh. They'll be like, ha, 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 ha. What idea can this guy possibly give? And what strategy? Man, it's sad, bro. It's sad. As a Cameroonian, seeing this guy leading our armed forces, bro, I'm just so confused. I don't know what is going on in this country. So I'm going to put this thing up, and it's a report that came out from Project C, one incredible organization who, create a public awareness in the minds of the Cameroonians and made them, know what to expect from the regime and encourage each Cameroonians to vote and make sure that their votes, actually count. So they encourage a lot of Cameroonians. They did a lot of work in Cameroon during this election. Their work sometimes is behind the scenes. People don't really understand what these people have put in, to make sure that Cameroonians, protect their voices. So Project C came out yesterday and posted something, which I'm going to upload right now on my screen. It says, Cameroon government, also critical alert, Saturday, November 15, 2025. Cameroon government issues warrants to capture President-elect Issa Tchiroma Bakary, dead or alive. To our fellow citizen, this regime desperation proves our power. Unite now to demand our President-elect your vote, your voice, your victory. To the international community, dead or alive, Warrant violates Cameroon Constitution, Preamble. What did it say? Preamble, rights to life. African Charter, Article 4, right to life. International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Article 6, act now. Cameroon democracy is under attack. Share this alert now. WhatsApp groups, prints, churches, mosques, markets, and schools. Stay tuned. Talk about them. Join us for a special debrief. Date Friday, on Friday, November 21st, 2025. 7 p.m. Yaoundé, and it's going to be on Zoom. So the phone number is on the screen. Like you can see here, the number is 828-622-9325. 295 rather. So 828-622-9325, like you see on the screen above. This is crazy. So there's an arrest warrant for our president-elect Issa Tchiroma Bakary. This is insane. This regime is going to do everything possible to make sure that our voices are not heard. But we tell them now and clear, our president will be sworn in. Whether they like it or not, our voices must be respected. And it is our civic duty as Cameroonians to preserve our constitution and make sure that the people have the power, they say so in the affairs of the nation, because it has gotten to the point where this regime will do everything possible to make sure that we are voiceless. But we are not going to let them take that away from us. Our leader will be protected and they will not have access to him. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to ensure that at the end of the day, our president will be the one in charge of the affairs of Cameroon, because Paul Biya is not the legitimate president of our beloved nation. And another report that I'm going to be giving you right now is on a Daily Trust, a report that came out yesterday, Daily Trust. So it's going to be over here right now. I'm going to read it. Nigeria declined a request for Cameroonian authorities, to hand over opposition leader Issa Tchiroma Bakary when under the custody of the Nigerian security officials in Yola, Adamawa State, according to the BBC. Yep, Nigeria refuses to hand over Issa Tchiroma Bakary. So, before, about a week ago, we gave you a report that Issa Tchiroma was in Nigeria. At that time, the Nigerian authorities were contacted by Cameroon officials, and they said someone of high security alert is in Nigeria. So they wanted the Cameroon force, the Nigerian force, to send him over or hand him over to the Cameroonian force or defense force. But the Nigerian forces declined that request, and they did not hand over Issa Tchiroma Bakary over to the Cameroonian. This bad regime, it did not happen. And after that, Issa Tchiroma left Nigeria. He is not in Nigeria right now as we speak. But you can see how far this regime is going to go, to suppress the people's voices. But I want to let everybody in Yaoundé understand something. This movement of change is led by Issa Tchiroma Bakary, but he is not the change. So even if you take him away, people are still going to demand change. And you might not like the way it might come. Now that we have a leader, you just have to respect our leader and our president and step down. You guys have to step down and give our president room to do his job, because all those ministers in Yaoundé are all crooks and criminals. They have to answer to the Cameroonian people. The Cameroonian Unity Palace is not the home of each and every one of you. Paul Biya in particular, Ferdinand Gongo, Chantal Biya, Atanganji Paul, and co. That is the place where the Cameroonian people, send their representative to go and negotiate deals that will be beneficial to the entire nation. Some people just decided that that's where they're going to go and chill, and they don't really care about what happens in the day-to-day activities of the Cameroonian people. We say no to that, and we will hold you all accountable to every single affair of the nation. Another update I have right now, I'm going to be uploading it on my screen. So look at it. 37.7 million francs for the construction of this government building in Momo Division, Northwest Region, or Northwest Region by the Northwest Regional Assembly, Look at this building for 37 million francs CFA. Just this one particular building, 37 million. Wow, what a country. What a country. Is this worth 37 million francs CFA? I'm speechless right now. I'm just showing you guys the updates I'm having. Momo division. My people in Momo, in the northwest region of Cameroon, can you confirm this information I'm getting right now? 37.7 million francs CFA for this building. Just this one building, 37 million francs CFA. And is this accurate? Check it out. And the next update that I'm going to be giving to you is, I just came across this thing from Larry Madowo's page. I don't know if you don't know Larry Madowo. He is a CNN international news anchor based in Nairobi, Kenya. He's a Kenyan. And he said, that was in March 28th of this year. He said, my single entry Cameroonian visa costs 229 euros, equivalent to 32,000 Kenyan currency. And then one of the most expensive visas an African country charges other Africans. In fact, Cameroon gives visa-free access to just 7 African countries. Why do African countries make it so hard for fellow Africans to travel within our continent? This is a big question. This is a big statement to make. And I did not even know that an African need to pay 229 euros to go to Cameroon. That is insane. It is insane. 229 euros. Why? Like, you're going to Cameroon and you need to pay 229 euros. Oh my goodness. This regime, man, they're going to go far and above to do crazy things. Crazy things. I don't know. They don't even give a damn about what any other person thinks. Where is Cameroon that they're going to be paying 229 euros to come visit? And at the same time, you don't even, make some suitable things to even attract tourists. Instead, you're trying to scare people away from visiting the nation. For fear of what? What are you guys scared of? This regime. This is one thing I don't like or always frown. When I see Africans, have to pay for visas to come to African countries. But when a European or an American or any other person from any other part of the world is coming to any African country, they don't pay any visa. But we Africans, we have to pay for visas to go. They have visa-free access. They just come with their passport, boom, welcome to this country. But we have to pay to go to our fellow African countries to get a visa. And you have to pay a crazy amount. And that is not even with local currency. They're charging you based on international currencies like the euros or the dollars. This is insane. How do you expect, trade between African countries to go up if we're doing like this? This does not go to only Cameroon. We're talking about Cameroon right now, but other African countries got to learn. We have to wake up. Africans should be free to move from one African country to another with no visa issue. The fact that you're an African, you should be able to move visa-free from one African country to another. This is what the African Union should be working on and should be, making sure that it's enforceable. Instead of going to Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, the capital, and just writing legislation. And at the end of the day, those legislations are not enforceable. This is so sad. That's why I always say the African Union is a toothless bulldog, because all the time they bring out great initiatives, but it always ends up being great initiatives. They're not practical. Just great ideas. We need to start implementing some of those ideas. Instead of going and we hear that, the African Union came up with this wonderful idea, and all of a sudden, boom, we're not seeing or reaping the rewards of those beautiful ideas. It's just there Just there. We heard about it. 6 months after, boom, it's nowhere to be found. This is so sad. This news is sad for every African, not just Cameroonian. But to see that someone is charging $229 to come to go to Cameroon, wow. Incredible, 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 incredible. And then the next news we're going to go to is this. And this is going to be the last news before our main event on our President-elect Issa Tchiroma Bakary. And this update is coming from Urban Verse, a very good, reliable news updates network on Facebook. They post all the things. If you want to know what's happening in Cameroon, you go check them out. Urban Verse. So they said Yaoundé. I think in Yaoundé Council extends support to cover 150 elderly residents. The Yaoundé Council carried out a humanitarian initiative on November 14, providing food items to nearly 150 elderly beneficiaries. The event held at the council premises was led by Monique Mimboe, Fit Deputy Mayor, who emphasizes that the municipality commitment to standing by its most vulnerable citizens. The gesture was warmly received and highlighted the council's ongoing effort to strengthen social support within the community. I want you to take a closer look at the picture and see some of the people in this picture are not carrying any bags. And some other people are carrying bags. And what is inside the bag? They say over 150 people. But in this picture, I see only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people total. This is how our government operates. They're going to give a number and then take some money, but the execution will be minimal. We are not seeing the over 150 elderly beneficiaries who, benefited from this program. We're seeing only about 10 people, give or take 10 people in this picture. So where are the rest of the people? Where are the rest of the people? This government always tries to scam the people, take money and put for their personal interests. And they don't care about the interests of the people. Now we're done with all the craziness. Let's go to the main event of why we are here. So the news just broke this afternoon in the United States, but even in Cameroon. Cameroon, Issa Tchiroma appoints Alice Nkom as official spokesperson of the elected presidency. A new twist in the post-election landscape. Issa Tchiroma Bakary, who maintained he is the president-elect of Cameroon, has issued a decree naming celebrated lawyer and human rights advocate Me Alice Nkom as his official spokesperson. According to the document dated 17 November 2025, Alice Nkom is now empowered to speak on his behalf, represent his position in institutional and diplomatic exchanges, and coordinate all communication for the so-called elected presidency. This appointment comes as a tense moment as competing narrative continue to clash over the October 12 presidential vote. With Alice Nkom stepping into this role, the parallel CAM signals its intention to strengthen its voice both nationally and internationally. Wow, what a twist. What a twist. We're going to be going into the presidential decree. I'm going to display the document here for us in a second. Just give me, hang tight. It's coming. I'm going to put everything that Issa Tchiroma uploaded today on social media, the presidential decree that was communicated via various channels. You're going to see that presidential decree in a moment. But what a time to be alive as a Cameroonian. What a time to be alive. This is so energetic. So, mind-blowing to believe in our great nation again, to believe in our leader, Issa Tchiroma Bakary. Just that hope that there's going to be a better tomorrow is very important. Because with Paul Biya, we're thinking about the grave. But with Issa Tchiroma, there's hope. He's a transitional leader, like he said, and we believe that he will, take this mandate to enforce and ensure that Cameroonians are respected worldwide, and our voices will always be heard. Because Issa Tchiroma is not there because he chose to be there. He's there because the people chose him as your leader. The same way the people can vomit him out at any moment in time. So I want that to be clear. Issa Tchiroma is not there by himself. He's there with the Cameroonian people. So we are standing with and by him at this moment in time, and we respect him as our leader. So this is a picture of the new spokesperson of our president-elect. Let's respect this beautiful woman. She's highly respectable personality in Cameroon. So I appreciate Issa Tchiroma Bakary for choosing her, because Mrs. Alice Nkom is a very respectable personality in our beloved country. So let's see how that is going to progress. But I want to read the official decree from our president-elect with every Cameroon, symbol. So you're going to see, I'm displaying it on my screen right now. This is the decree from our president-elect Issa Tchiroma Bakary. So I'm going to start reading. Republic of Cameroon. Elected Presidency of the Republic. Yaoundé, November 17, 2025. The President-elect of the Republic. Decree of appointment. Okay, let me read it. Designating an official spokesperson of the elected Presidency of the Republic, the President-elect of the Republic of Cameroon, considering the sovereign will of the Cameroonian people expressed during the presidential election of October 12, 2025, considering the institutional hostage taking that hinders the full and free expression of this sovereignty, recognizing the necessity for clear, legitimate, and responsible communication from the elected presidency to the national and international public. And then they put the site. So this is the first page. I'm going to upload this. I'll display the second page in a moment. But just this bold step from our president-elect, Issa Tchiroma Bakary, tells you now is the time for the people to, to respect who they believe is a leader. Who is the president of Cameroon? Who do you think is the president? We, the people, know that our president is Issa Tchiroma Bakary. So at this point in time, will people respect Paul Biya? When Paul Biya says something, will people take it seriously? So this is an interesting period to be alive as a Cameroonian, because we are going to be watching and observing every single day what is happening in our beloved country. And we are paying attention what the twist in this, this whole presidential post-election, drama. Our president-elect Issa Tchiroma Bakary just came out with a bold step and, appointed a spokesperson to the government. We're going to see what's going to happen. So I'm going to upload the next page. Let's go to the next page. So the next page. Yeah, okay. So the next page, Article 1, it was a decree. So the next page, Article 1 says, Me Alice or Mrs. Alice, a lawyer of the Bar of Cameroon, a defender of fundamental freedom and a prominent figure of civic society, is appointed as the official spokesperson for the President-elect of the Republic of Cameroon. Article 2. In this capacity, she is authorized to speak on behalf of the President-elect to represent his positions in institutional, diplomatic, and media exchanges, and to coordinate the communication of the elected presidency. Article 3. This appointment takes effect from the date of its signature. It will be communicated to the national and international partners through appropriate channels. Issa Tchiroma Bakary, President-elect of the Republic of Cameroon. Wow. Wow. Mic drop moment. What a moment to be alive, man. I never thought for a second that I'm going to be alive and we're going to have another president. Because Paul Biya, ancient of days, now caterpillar go move me for a year. Don't want to leave. Don't want to leave. Just want to stay there forever until he dies. And even after dying, he want to have a succession plan where his son, Frank Biya, or Ferdinand Gongo, the guy is mentoring, will take over. But we say no, because we know the affairs of these guys and we know how they've stranded the people of Cameroon. We cannot continue to let them. So on October 12, 2025, we decided that we are going to elect a new president, give our president the mandate to represent us. And our president Issa Tchiroma Bakary was elected on 12th of October by the sovereign people of Cameroon to represent them in every single affairs of the nation. And we do not recognize Paul Biya as our president. Our president is Issa Tchiroma Bakary, and we will defend him and we will respect him and make sure that every plan that he have in place for our country will come to pass. Every visionary idea we're going to implement, we're going to work hand in hand to see that come into fusion. So I appreciate Mrs. Alice's appointment. She is a very, very respectable person in our country when it comes to human rights and civic responsibilities. So she understands everything in that field. And she's going to be an honest person. But we pray for Mrs. Alice not to be corrupted by this regime. You know, this regime is like a virus. They're going to corrupt your file. We don't want her to fall for any trap from the regime. And now I am waiting to see what the response will be from Yaoundé, because Yaoundé is boiling right now. I can tell you, they are boiling. They are so mad. And the thing is, in Yaoundé, they do not trust one another. They don't know who is going to betray the other person. So everybody is on standstill. They're calculating what is going to happen next. Wow. Before, when it was Maurice Kamto, just carry Maurice Kamto and put in the pocket. But now, someone who is from within came out to challenge them, and very speechless. They cannot do anything. And we're going to continue to support our president. This is a mind-blowing moment. This is a moment of victory for every single Cameroonian. We're going to continue to be behind our president-elect. Mind you, this is just the start. You don't know what is going to come next. The next decree from our president. We are waiting patiently and enthusiastically for the next presidential decree. And what will that be? I don't know. You tell me. So see you in the next video. I'm going to be updating you every single day on what is going on in my beloved country, Cameroon. Merci tout le monde. See you in the next video. Au revoir. Bye-bye.